Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue the chapter number 1, the components of environment. And today's topic is biodiversity. The learning objectives are you will be able to learn the importance of biodiversity and critically analyze the human activities responsible for disturbing the environment. Evaluate the method of conserving environment. In the previous geography lecture, you have studied about 4 spheres of the environment. Let's revise these. The first one is lithosphere, means land. The second one is atmosphere, means sphere of air. The third is hydrosphere, the sphere of water. And the fourth one is biosphere, the sphere of life. With these 4 spheres of the environment, we have come to know that Earth is a unique planet that sustains life. The Earth is full of diversities. There is a diversity in land, soil, plants, and animals. And it is because of different geographical conditions found over the Earth. So, when these processes of diversification has occurred largely over a long period of a time, resulting the new emergence of species of plants and animals. And this creates biodiversity on the earth. So let's define the term biodiversity. Bio means life and diversity means variety. You can say variety of plants, animal, microbes are found on the earth. So, we can say the diversity in living organism is called biodiversity. Biodiversity consists of plants, microbes, animals and human beings. They all are interdependent upon each other for their existence. Plants prepare their food with the help of sunlight, air, and water. The microbes provide nutrient to the soil, which help in the growth of plants. And as we all know, animals consume plants for their survival. And human beings consume both plant as well as animals. So here we know that these all are interrelated to each other. So let's observe these 2 biodiversities. The first one is from tropical evergreen forest and the second one is of polar area. You cannot find tropical evergreen forest in polar areas. On the other hand, the penguins are not found in tropical evergreen forests. So we can say that the biodiversity of one region is totally different from another region. Here, we need to understand that every single biodiversity is important and having its own ecosystem that need to be protected. Human beings are the important part of the environment. It is the human being who interfere and creates imbalance between the plants and animal. As the human population is increasing more rapidly, we are cutting down the forest for the sake of agriculture, industries and urbanization. As a result, we are facing so many problems. For example, soil erosion, floods, pollution of air, water, etc. To maintain the ecological balance, the UNESCO has started protected areas. The main objective of these protected areas is to protect the rich biodiversity and the threatened species of the earth. To preserve the rich biodiversity of the India, our government has also passed Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. And its motive is to protect and conserve the biodiversity. Hunting and poaching is prohibited. Violation of this act is punishable offense. So, government is setting up protected areas in 3 ways. The first one is national park. National Park is a well demarcated reserved area for the protection of wildlife. It does not allow any human activity. The second one is Wildlife Sanctuary. It is a geographical area meant for the conservation of biodiversity. Limited human activities are permitted. For example, you can say the people who are living nearby can collect wood for fire, etc. They can collect some herbs, etc. The third one is Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere reserves are the protected areas which tend to conserve genetic diversity of the plants, animals, and birds. So, with this, we have done the chapter. So, you all will be doing the assignment given at the end of this session. Thank you.